when Fred and Bert asked me to come here today to talk about games and culture, I felt that it was probably more interesting for you to see the game I'm currently working on and to tell you more about my personal experience working in this industry for the past 12 years. I think that what Ian did before, telling you a little bit about the history of video games, was very interesting. And I think that he stopped his presentation somewhere in 1995, 1996, when Tomb Raider was released. And that's pretty much when I started my career in video games. I founded a company in 1992, I think I was 22 years old. And originally this company was creating computer graphics and special effects for the advertising industry. And I personally was a gamer, and we were 4 partners, and 2 of them actually, my other French partner, Stéphane Carrière, who's now a famous writer, and myself were both avid gamers, and we were creating computer graphics and we're looking for new markets. And at that point we thought, that was about 1994, 1995, we thought, well, we want to go into games, but we want to maybe do it a little bit different from other games. We're seeing and playing the games that were out there at that point. But we felt that we had to do something a little bit more for adults. 1995. Our thought process at that time was we were doing very high-end computer graphics for that time. We were working primarily on pre-rendered sequences. And my partner at that time, Stéphane Carrière, who was already writing quite a bit, thought, well, I actually want to create games, but the most important thing I want to do is tell stories. And we felt that at that time, there weren't games that were actually telling stories. And we started at that moment to start thinking about how to create an interactive experience, a video game that would bring together story, character, and interactivity. And for those of you who are in this industry, you know that these 2 propositions, interactivity and storytelling, are very, very hard to combine. Now, we quite naively at the beginning started a first game that was called Pilgrim, and at that point we thought, well, we need a story. Steven had started to write, but he didn't feel confident enough to write it on his own. And we thought that we're going to get writers to this. And at that moment, we met with a Brazilian author who was totally unknown. He's a little bit more known today. His name is Paulo Coelho. He's the author of a book that sold, I think, 35 million units worldwide now, called The Alchemist. But he was totally unknown.